Liaoning, a coastal province located in northeast China, is the smallest, southernmost, and most populous province in the region. Despite its small size, the province boasts an abundant natural and cultural heritage and places of interest. One of such awe-inspiring heritage sites in the province is the Fengguo Monastery. The monastery is located in the province's Yixian County on the north side of Easy Street. The Fengguo Temple has profound historical, artistic, scientific, and social values as a royal temple. It is one of the 3 existing temples of the Liao Dynasty in China, with a 1,000-year history. Today, the architectural complex of Fengguo Temple covers an area of about 60,000 square meters. Indeed, the extraordinary complex, one of the biggest royal showcases of its time, has been subjected to several destructions. Only 2 halls, 2 gates, a decorative arch, and some cultural relics remain from its glory. Liaoning Hall known as the Palace of Heavenly Kings, is one of the two surviving halls of the complex. It is one of the region's most symbolic and significant structures. The Palace of Heavenly Kings is situated at the top of the mountain, 3 rooms wide and 2 rooms deep, with a width of 16.14 meters and a depth of 12.22 meters. Enshrined in the middle of the Heavenly King's Hall is the Maitreya Buddha. For Buddhism, Maitreya is the 5th Buddha. He is presently a bodhisattva, meaning an individual on the path to becoming a Buddha, who will descend to earth to preach new dharma, or law, when the teachings of the historical Buddha have entirely decayed. Each corner of the hall's interior enshrined the 4 heavenly kings. They are 4 Buddhist gods, each of whom is believed to watch over one cardinal direction of the world. The murals on the walls around the temple depict the story of the 8 stages of Shakyamuni's birth to nirvana. Shakyamuni is another name for the historical Buddha, who lived in northern India about 2,500 years ago, heir to the Shakya, whose kingdom was located in the foothills of the Himalayas. He renounced his princely life to seek a solution to the suffering of human beings. The Palace of Heavenly Kings was raised in 1141, in the 3rd year of Qianwan in the Jin Dynasty. It was later rebuilt in 1710, the 49th year of Emperor Kangxi of the Qing Dynasty. The most important structure in the whole architectural complex is the Dashiang Hall. A Dashiang Hall represents the main hall, also the Grand Hall, among most Buddhist temples. It is the core building of the entire monastery, and it is also a place where monks practice intensively. The Buddha statue of Master Shakyamuni Buddha is enshrined in the Dashiang Hall. In the Fengguo Temple, the Dashiang Hall is the largest single-story wooden structure of ancient Chinese architecture in terms of volume and is known as China's #1 Dashiang Hall. The whole building consists of a high platform, column layer, brackets layer, and roof layer. The building is a typical example of a framework between halls and palaces, widely famous in the Liao Dynasty. It is also the earliest existing wooden structure in the Northeast. It is built on a high platform made of bricks with a stage in front of it. The temple is 9 meters wide, 48.20 meters long, 25.13 meters deep, and 19 meters high. There are 7 rooms in the front center, with 3 doors and 4 windows. On the back, the doors opened to a bright room. The rest is enclosed by thick walls and covered with a single-eave hall roof. The size of the building is second to none in the existing Liao Dynasty architecture. The building is considered an art treasury of Chinese culture, including colorful sculptures, paintings, sacrifices, steles, and tablets. Apart from the majestic appearance and architectural composition of the main hall, its extraordinary interior design distinguishes it from other halls in the region. The main hall contains 7 large sculptures of Buddhas from past ages, a rare arrangement hardly found in any Buddhist temples. The Buddhas are raised on an 87-centimeter high platform, with each of the 7 inner bays holding 1 sculpture. In addition to the Shakyamuni Buddha, we find the 6 ancient Buddhas who immediately preceded him: Vaipasyan, Sikin, Vishvabu, Krakuchanda, Kanakamuni, and Kasyapa. Each of the 7 Buddhas is flanked by 2 bodhisattvas, with the head of a guardian king facing south, while a statue of Guanyin, the bodhisattva of compassion, faces the back door. The average height of the 7 Buddhas is about 9.4 meters, while that of the other 14 statues is about 2.5 meters. The painted sculptures of the 7 Buddhas are among the oldest, biggest, and most beautiful sculptures in the world, making the main hall different from other Buddhist temples. Du Xianzhu, an expert on cultural relics, praised in his investigation report that the wooden structure of the main hall of Fengguo Temple, which is still straight and vigorous for thousands of years, is a brilliant achievement in the history of Chinese architecture. All the remains in the main hall preserve the cultural features of traditional Buddhist architecture of the Liao Dynasty. They also demonstrate the precious artistic and scientific information of the Liao Dynasty. Walking into the main hall, it is as if you are in an art gallery. The sculptures are tall, solemn, and vivid. The colorful paintings on the wooden beams are gorgeous. In the Dashiang Hall, the enshrined 7 Buddhas are lined up and sit on the altar's lotus seat, each one symbolizing a different aspect of life. Each Buddha occupies a unique space and physical and symbolic significance in the hall. Although the colored paintings on the Buddha have been dimmed and covered by dust, the faces and skin of the 7 Buddhas still glow with golden brilliance under the faint light. Historical records about the history of Fengguo Temple are limited. Most of the history can only be ascertained from the 20 or so stelae found in the temple ground. According to the information gathered from various items, the temple was founded in 1020 during the Liao Dynasty by Jiao Shiyun, a retired scholar. Its construction was supervised by a monk called Qinghui. The temple was constructed on the land, replacing an older temple called Xianqi Temple. From its inception to the time of the Qing Dynasty, the temple had undergone more than 10 repairs and suffered 2 earthquake disasters. The mid-14th century period of the temple is recorded as being the largest it has ever been. It featured at least 3 pavilions, one in front of the 7 Buddha Hall and one on either side, a Dharma Hall, an abstinence hall, 3 different kitchen areas, monks' quarters, a bathing chamber, a 10,000 Buddha Hall, and many other assorted buildings. The temple was vulnerable to and subjected to several attacks from other kingdoms and intruders. So just between 1487 and 1888, the temple was repaired at least 17 times. As time passed and the temple entered the modern period, its cultural, historical, artistic, and social values started being noticed and taken into consideration. In 1961, the State Council of the People's Republic of China announced the Fengguo Temple as a National Fundamental Cultural Relics Protection Unit. In the 1970s, the Fengguo Temple Cultural Relics Depository was established to be responsible for protection and management. In 2009, the National Tourism Administration assessed Fengguo Temple as a national quadruple A level tourist attraction. In 2013, Fengguo Temple was placed on China's tentative list for a UNESCO World Heritage Site consideration, along with the pagoda of Fogong Temple. Today, the Fengguo Temple is considered one of the most sacred and architecturally profound heritage sites in the province and the country. Today, it is a holy place to inherit and carry forward Buddhist classics.